Hello there and welcome. We're back and it's the turn-based fest and I am happy to be a little bit earlier to the show than anticipated because honestly I was just sitting here and not knowing what to do anymore. So let me plug up the last few dits and dats of the techniques. And then we're going to go into that new fortress and see how horribly they might kill me. Or not, we'll see about that. Okay. Let's go. Almost there. Okay. Now we got all that. So, let's see. That's all set up. Great. I think the music went a little bit too high. Let's take it away a little bit. And, yeah, here we are. Hey, poet, welcome. And we are here on a very, very generic tile on a very generic world because I just wanted to try on out the new Siege update while we were at it. So this is just a regular world, basic setup. And the only thing I changed was making it small and making the resource rarity as low as possible. The lowest setting, I think, of the default settings is pretty generous still, but who cares? The really interesting thing here is we have a nice topography. We got some badlands, a little bit of a small river running here. And when we go a little bit upwards to the elevation, we have a mountain slope we can dig ourselves into with a few trees here in between, so we can do our thing. While, yeah, I think this will be a really nice thing for our fort. And we're going to use that river. Hello there, username is Tulon. Happy to see you, mate. Yeah, so I don't know yet how that fortress will look like, but for sure we're going to utilize that that part here of the mountain. Okay, fire clay, heck yeah. Boy oh boy, already the first treasure located. This means earthenware will be absolutely easy doable for this fort. So do we go for... Nah. I was considering digging now into this side of the mountain, but I was against that immediately. We are going instead directly downstairs here. So let's go one level and see how things look like there. Now let's go for the usual suspects and see if I have still all my 5 senses together. So we want in the kitchen the plump helmet seed to be not cooked. Brewing is okay. And we want in the standing orders to not get people automatically killed by collecting webs. This is all okay. I think this was okay too. This is what wasn't too. Claim other dead is not cool. And yeah, I think this should be okay for the time being. And children don't do chores, remember that. And only the farmers harvest. And I think for now we are good to go. Yeah, these are very important. You are really screwed if you haven't set these up. Labor next. We want mining personnel, the expedition leader and the mason. I went with a standard embarkation again. Because at the end of the day I really still like that one a lot. It has a very well-rounded approach and it's okay. So there we go. I figured that I want to make something more sophisticated leading towards the mountain range. So we're going to dig our way there. And right off the bat, start working towards aesthetics and not so much towards efficiency. Alright. So I'll be chucking out that one entirely. And let's see, we're moving towards there. Let's make a nice corridor there. There's a lot of clay here. It's gonna be awesome. Only thing now separating me from a source of endless building material is a source of magma. There's nothing to catch in the southwestern swamps. Okay. So finally I'm taking myself the time to check out the siege update, which I meant to do a very long time ago before. But yeah, I figured that I wanted to wait until the magic stuff has been integrated, but then I realized, knowing how long things take in the Dwarf Fortress universe, I decided against that then. Okay, step 1, we do require a nice stockpile. I will be doing that on this area here. And it's going to be the infamous all stockpile. Let's give it a couple of extra areas for space. Combat. The dog and the alligator are fighting. I don't like that. I don't like this at all. Start being friendly towards each other. Music never dies. Hi there. I'm a little bit struck by hay fever, but apart from that, I'm feeling really great. Hey poet, yeah, my voice is a little bit attacked by exactly the hay fever. It's a constant thing. And I also started my stream a little bit earlier because these days I'm falling tired so much earlier due to hay fever. It's just flat out annoying. So I decided to make the best out of that. But luckily, it is not one of the stronger years of hay fever, and my meds are doing the trick. I don't like that. The alligator, the giant alligator, and now the carp's yours. This doesn't forebode well.
This is very personal.
Hey there, Hollywood dog. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, so next step, we're taking our urban engineering abilities and dig ourselves upwards and downwards. There we go. It's gonna be some really nice lookout once the whole fortress comes together the way I want it to. Look at that! Native platinum! Jeez. Usually, I go for advanced world creation and go very, very downwards with the generosity of natural materials because I find that extremely ridiculous, but whatever. Okay, we got ourselves the first aquifer barrier. Let's see. That's happening here too. Sometimes it's just one side of the map. So, the stray dog tame has been missing for a week. I wonder how that came together. I told you I don't like that. Okay. Red sand. That means we're not going to get through with this without some basic carpentry skills. We're going to be needing walls. Because we need to breach that aquifer. Nothing unusual. A carpenter. It's been a few days, so be kind to me. We're going to make a log side here. We don't have building materials, so we need to create it first. But luckily, there's a couple of trees to murder. Appreciate it, Hollywood dog. Especially that it's Rimworld for you. Rimworld is one of the games I have a very special relationship to. It's very much a love-hate relationship, partially, but also it's one very heartfelt relationship of a game that basically started my whole career here on the channel. So it's always going to be a very special game for me. So glad that you're watching these. I really put a lot of heart and effort into these, honestly. It's a shame that gameplays don't earn you too much money. Otherwise, I would be doing many more gameplays, but I gotta feed my family. Okay. Stoneworker. I'm optimistic, you see. Let's go for the crafts dwarf. And the mechanic dwarf. Sometimes these can be extremely handy to have very early on. And which dwarf am I missing right now? The farm's dwarfs, but we're currently not making any food anyways. Probably should start, because it's not going to be a very short and quick way until we're stable here. Oh, I overread Music Never Dies. Yeah, hay fever is just a pain in the bottoms, but I'm happy that we don't have muskia this year. I don't know the English term for that. It's when nature goes crazy and creates extra many pollen and extra many everything to give you that feeling that your head is exploding. It does that every 4 years or so, and that's it's a freaking nightmare. Luckily, we don't have that, so could be worse. I just decided that we are going to go and go for a bit of a noob's farming adventure here. Start a farm. Not the most efficient choice, but I don't know how long it'll take until we get something going. And since we settled down in the Badlands, our food intake isn't the best. There's a few selected spots where we are able to forage from. You see these here, but I have a bad feeling about that. Like, relying only on that. So we want to set this entry. This is the one I want. So we now got hotkeys. Is the microphone? Thanks, Tenryu. Very sorry for the inconvenience. I hated that Microsoft loves to just select the wrong microphone back when when a update hits town. You guys are yeah, I'm sorry. Microsoft screwed us over again. Usually I have grown myself a habit of checking the if the right microphone is connected, but my other software has the habit of not transmitting any sound whatsoever after a Windows update, so I presumed, since the audio was fluttering around like it usually does, that the correct microphone was selected. Thanks, Tenryu. Appreciate it. Okay, so we got all that down. Next step, we're going to make sure that our dudes are not going to die from a lack of booze. Because nothing's worse than drinking water. I love these guys. I simply do. We got the farming plot, we need the farmer, and then we need the kitchen. Then we are good to go for the basic setup. Great, so the first part of the stream is me with terrible audio. Ah well. Let's try not to take it too serious, right? Okay, farm plots. we're going to take a few small of them, and I did not go for the correct check marks. Ah, Dwarf Fortress. You wonderful old dinosaur. Seriously, I love this game as much as I feel always annoyed by those little things that just don't work the way I'm used to by modern standards, so to speak. Okay, we want our planter to be the only person doing that. And while we're at it, only you are going to gather as well. Gotta allocate that experience one on a single dwarf. Alrighty. So they got the workshops almost done. So the very first thing that I'm ordering here is... Where are they? Ah, here. Ordering a couple of blocks. Let's make that 5. So we have something to make walls, which we are going to need to breach the aquifer layer. Okay, here goes the agriculture. Exactly. We are going to go and make a stockpile zone for seeds. Jeez. German is today very strong in my tongue, but I always have that when I have hay fever. I sometimes struggle with staying in English. It's more than on other times. It's very interesting. Like my brain is not able to stick to the proper language anymore. Where are them seeds? Okay, there we go. And at the same time, we want to configure this place to not accept seeds anymore. So this way they should be transporting the stuff back to this place then, eventually. Alright, let's go for the plump helmet field. The one where we take the good stuff all year. Then sweet pods, as long as we can. And then plump helmets. And then, yeah, quarry bushes. And the last one is pigtails. Good. That should do the trick for the time being. Great. Let's wait for those blocks to be carved out, and then we're going to breach through the aquifer. Hey, Curious Dynamics, so happy to see you, mate. I started a little bit earlier because I didn't know what to do with my time anymore, so glad to be part of the crowd again. And it's making me happy to see that I'm, what, the 3rd time now around here? I don't know. It's always my pleasure. It's great to be part of the crowd. And, yeah. There we go. Now we're sowing the seeds. Very good. Okay, we got those blocks that we need, and while we are at the very beginning of this whole thing, we're going to go with a very resource efficient breakthrough system, because I don't have much material. Lumber is valuable for the time being, but yeah. So we're going to go for that one, and then we're going to use walls to seal off this place. And I think I need to reconfigure this bad boy here to not use logs anymore. Exactly. We exclusively want to build with blocks, and sometimes with boulders. It's okay too. There we go. with these pillars, we're going to prevent leakage. And now, repeat ad nauseum. Oh, that's very lucky. The moment you see this formation of water droplets, you're actually through with the whole deal. Nice. So the drill is not going to last that long, and well, that means we're gonna be able to get this thing going here very soon too. Nice. I love it. Okay, I will then utilize this pocket here into this direction for the time being as our first quarry. We need some chalk blocks. I don't want to build with lumber as it stands right now. Stone is always the superior material for dwarven kind. What are we talking about here? Okay, great. I think it is time to get some proper organization going here, and we're going to set up the first office of Shark Mirrored in here. Let's make that two, as a matter of fact. And we're going to get ourselves 2 chairs, or thrones as they are if you make them out of stone. See, it's the superior material. If you build it out of lumber, it's just a chair. If you build it out of stone, it's a flippin' it's a flippin' throne, you know. Direct material advantages. Oh, I forgot another thing. Doors. They don't get upgraded names if you make them out of stone, though. Still doors. One thing I love the most about the Siege update is that it finally fixed the sound bug that I had for the better part of a year, where the game just stopped to play music. It just stopped, was enabled, was all set up the way it should be, but there was no music. Nothing. Never ever. Again. It was terrible. I've made, I don't know, hundreds of episodes of my gameplay series with music that came from a playlist. So much so that I made my own playlist for just the Dwarf Fortress soundtrack on YouTube. That's how far it went. Okay, now office. Whoop. Can I make the second one too? Whoop. Great. We're going to assign jobs now. There's gonna be the manager, the expedition leader, obviously, and the bookkeeper. There we go. And they both get their own respective offices so they can do their jobs properly. Alright. I don't know how much of a liability attack-wise this place will be eventually, but I guess before everything is said and done, we're just going to make a floorboard on top of that staircase here and call it a day. I've heard that the Siege update made the enemies more vicious, and I'm all keen on seeing what they are capable of now. Okay, with these things set up, I think the next step to take, once the doors and all have been delivered, will be to set up some basic procedures so we get food and drink in our production procedure again. There we go! First rooms. Go me. Okay. So, now we can go for orders. Standing orders. No, not standing orders. Routine tasks. Okay, we will require drink. That's the 2 things that are most important. Drink. For drink, we require vessels, rock pots. Done. Then we need food. We're going to stick with simple meals, easy meals they're called here. This doesn't require any extras. Then we are going to go and process plants. Process plants to a bag. Everything is so flippin' specific with this game. I need to check back with the farmer's workshop. I need to milk animals, I need to shear animals, and I need to spin thread. Luckily, you only do these once. And then you're done and done with that. It's a one and done deal, so to speak. So, and milking. Boom. Then we will require bags. We will have to make them eventually. I think I'm not gonna do these yet because I can't make them at my current workshops. So did we have do we have forgotten anything? Not really, no. Okay. So Maud, hi there, welcome. And Super Mew Kitty Cat Gaming, hi there. Project Zomboid is sadly not likely going to happen because I don't like their philosophy of you getting hit once and your life is screwed. I'm more of a Cataclysm player where you get bitten and then you get down in your bunker and you cure it out, and that's more my personal liking. So I'm very sorry that I will be most likely not able to serve on that end. So we are going to go and get things a little bit tidied up here, just a tiny bit. I want the blocks, bars and blocks in this corner. This will be a little bit of a logistical nightmare for these little fellas, but it's always one of those things where I do a lot of adjustments until I'm happy. Okay, but next step, I want stone blocks. Burp. There, rock blocks. Kept looking for stone. Okay, perfect. Next step, go for some beds, but we're going to order them here via this system. This makes one-time orders, and we only need 7 beds now. 7 dwarves, 7 beds, you see. Alright, they're sleeping up there, and our animals are starving. Okay. Problem is, pasture space is our muck knows where. It will be not safe to pen them up there, but I will still do so. Because at the end of the day, I would be needing to kill them otherwise. So we're going to go and pen those grazing animals up there. Otherwise they're dead in a hot minute. Okay. How annoying. Let's remove that one and give them a new meeting area here in the hallway. So sorry, guys. Culture is on the way. Okay, great. Now with that all done, let's go and dig out a proper stairwell here. Hi there, Fova Burma. Nice to see you. Okay. Let's see how long it'll take till one of my dudes picks up those new jobs. Oh no. So scatterbrained. Okay, good thing that I took a moment. These need to be configured to be endless. Oh my god, I almost forgot that. Alright, You see, hay fever is a wonderful condition. Alright. Okay. Everything will be fine. You know, here, one-time order. This is just, me not making it a one-and-done task. Alright, this, let's go in for the very easy approaches here. There we go. Greater than 1 though only, or no, greater than 0. Same here. I think it must be this one. This is easy, we just need to go for that one. Oh, damn, I love this soundtrack. It's really one of the best parts about the game. Okay, the beds are a one-time order. Almost missed it. Whew. Alright, we got a sand layer. This is really good news too. While it might be a wet layer, which makes sand collecting a little bit more tedious, it is still a sand layer, which means we can make glass. Reinforced walls, these are new. Provides some resistance to invaders. This sounds like a sugar-coated way of it just slows them down, of saying this just will slow them down a bit. But there's chalk here. It's very interesting to see that we really have a stone layer right next door here. I didn't expect that one. Crazy. Still one of my great things that I want to achieve one day, to learn to play guitar as well as this guy and learn to play these songs. Something I really want to get happening in the next couple of years. Go and build those walls. Grab yourselves those flippin' blocks and get it done. Grr. Hate it when they do that. We can make this top priority thing with DF hack happening. You see, DF hack is one of those little tools that is really just amazing. It doesn't deserve its name. It's not a hacking tool by any means. It's just providing the tools the game lacks. It's like the people made the things that Tarn didn't manage to get done in time. And I love them for that. Overall, I gotta say, this is one of the things I personally like the most about Dwarf Fortress, is the warm and welcoming community this game has. No game has had welcomed me as a content creator as warmly and friendly as the Dwarf Fortress people did, and this means a lot to me until this very day, because some communities aren't all the same. Some communities can be very hostile and toxic even towards content creators that don't do things the usual way, and not following any meta strategies that have been agreed on. And this is one of the things that really made me happy about working with Dwarf Fortress as a game since the beginning, because people are so helpful. Everybody is like, oh, you're getting into one of my favorite games, come on, let me help you with that. And it didn't take much more than a mere 200 hours and I was one of the ground two. The part with the 200 hours, though. Hey, Tape Prophet, hi there. Happy to see you, mate. I try to stream as often as I can, but streaming is one of the most exhaustive things for me to do as a content creator. So I rarely get to do it because I'm always busy doing other things to make my ends meet. But yeah, I do want to say one thing. I am very much working on a weekly stream feature where I do one stream a week. So it doesn't get too much for me, but you guys still get to see me more often. That's been the plan. But it's so far a little bit of a project that I haven't fleshed out yet. But this week we have 3 streams because of the turn-based fest, so you'll see me tomorrow streaming Eugenics, and I'm also here Sunday streaming Menace every day on the same time like today. Pop, hi there. So happy to see you, mate. So many cool people around. So I decided to make this wide corridor hallway now a thing. And this is also going to be where we start our city adventures. First harvest of things goes in, and we gotta prepare for the first caravan. Hey Treadbull, welcome. How's it going? Very Slay the Spire-y. We're chasing one another in terms of hours played with this game. And just like you, I spent almost already 2 days straight with the game. It's amazing. And besides that, I'm struggling a little bit with hay fever. It's spring. It's a regular thing. You haven't seen me, by the way, streaming the last couple of months, so because I had a little bit of a rug pull event a couple of months ago from the social security system here in Germany that suddenly decided that Icon has to go for a proper job now instead of just doing almost well enough to make a living out of it. So I dropped out of this system, and we are doing very well now. And as a matter of fact, I already wanted to do that 3 months in the future, but, you know, it's been a very stressful ride, though, the last couple of months, because I had to go through many bureaucratic hoops and things in a much more rushed manner than I wanted to. And, yeah, I just didn't feel like socializing in that phase. It's always like that. When I'm overworked, I don't like to socialize. And I gotta admit, I'm not the most social person in the first place. Alrighty, so that big fat corridor has been made. Almost. Okay. Probably we're going to make this also the bottom level of our new castle. I always like to make my forts to have a surface level, but maybe this one time we do it a little bit different. Let's see. This will be not where the city is at. This will be the main junction for the city, so to speak. I already have dug out a couple of things. But before we can make these areas up here really usable, we'll require terrible amounts of resource, because my poor dwarfs, they won't be living in the mud. They'll be living in the stone, like proper dwarfs do. So, yeah. Seems like we need to dig a little bit deeper for that. Let's make it like that. No particular reason, by the way, for this crisscross mining. I just sometimes like to do patterns. Yeah, we're doing great profit, don't worry. Ugh. what started 6 years ago as a great idea during the pandemic to try something from home that still can earn money has really grown into a fully fledged business by now, thanks to you guys. This looks like it's not going to work the way I want it to. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Chalk layer all day long. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a expeditionary tunnel here. Something where we can go for a safe trip. Let's carve out a door for that purpose. Well, Dwarf Fortress is a game, I gotta say, to play it is much less enjoyable than watching other people play it and watch and experience their stories that they document there. I gotta say, playing it by yourself always feels like some odd sort of a fulfilling labor, but it always is due to the many kinks and various way weird things that still are part of the game. It's always a little bit taxing, but I found it very amusing to have seen one of the devs at some point in an interview admit that they're really good at programming the interdependencies and all those things in the game, but not necessarily very good at programming a good game. So they're good at making a very good simulation, but the game part of Dwarf Fortress always has been a little bit on the shorter side. But on the other end, no game has ever managed to fill me with the same sense of accomplishment towards those big things that I've done here, you know? Every one of those bigger forts that I made, I don't even want to delete them because I look back at every one of these as a fond memory of something I've achieved, something that I've made. It's like a beloved Lego set that you made by yourself, and this is a very, very special quality of the game. Dwarf Fortress is truly a very special piece of software. That's all I can say. Let's polish the ground here, where we will put the beds. And Dabu and Simon Swerfer did a great job in making that music. I mean, Swerfer did a lot of music way before the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress happened. I went through his audio library, and I can only recommend. I has made such great stuff. It should be all integrated into the games, into the Steam soundtrack, honestly. This is a criminally underrated musician. I'm a big fan. I'm personally a big fan of Guy's music. Yeah, Factorio and Dwarf Fortress, I feel like, are two games that have something in common, and that's the capability of shaping something really grand, something really big. Not many games have that kind of scope. I mean, Minecraft comes to mind here, but even Minecraft also took inspiration of Dwarf Fortress originally. And it did amuse me to no end when I was playing Dwarf Fortress for the first time, when I noticed that a magma sea at the bottom of each map has a eerie resemblance to the magma layer of a Minecraft world. The Minecraft worlds and Dwarf Fortress basically have the same bottom layer of the world, and I'm digging it. I really like these things. Pun intended, by the way. Alright, let's make a nice dormitory for these blokes here. And I might have overplayed Dwarf Fortress a little bit. It's also a reason why I took such a long hiatus from the game. But I still love building forts here. No way, Treadball. Really? That's amazing news. That means I can feature Solium for once again in a manner that people might be actually interested in it. Thanks for the heads up. I'll be looking into that after the stream. Because that's one of the games I really always wanted to feature, but it's also one of the games that's so niche that if I can't feature it during it spurting out a new update or something, which brings the eye of the people on it, it's really hard for me to earn a dime with that. If that makes any sense. All right. And as of recently, I had to really work harder on the money earning part of my business than before, due to the fact that I'm now truly self-employed and no longer supported by social systems here. It's also been a reason why you haven't seen me doing many gameplays recently. Don't want to mutter here or anything, but I personally would have loved to have made more gameplays instead of all these guides. They're much more exhausting, but they also earn much more money because, you know, teaching people is always a more lucrative task than just entertaining. So, gold and siltstone. And the best news, the moment went to the siltstone layer, we found gold. And there's more siltstone layers, which means there's plenty of gold to go around here. Excellent news. Okay. The chalk layer, on the other hand, might be also yielding some resources. So we're going to take a expeditionary tunnel into these directions here and see what we're going to find here. Migrants! Reinforcements! Dragon Slayer, yeah. It's a timeless game, isn't it? Yeah, native platinum is native to the chalk layer. Heck yeah. Boy, oh boy. Mm. This is gonna be a very special fort, I can tell you already. Gold and platinum all the way. So, Fort Blinkston is incoming. I'll be overdoing it so hard. Usually I play worlds that are more resource starved because I prefer the realism aspect. But I went for a standard generation with the lowest resource density, mind you. This is the lowest resource density. Okay, cool. Now, let's see. Let's create a first city layer down here. Alright. Always like to make a couple of decisions first before I go for something like that. Right. So this will be the layer where we do the logistics. This will be a layer reserved for techniques and defense. And this is the layer where we start with the city digging. I always love to keep a layer or two spacing in between. So, layer 1 will be the layer for the masses. This means we will be making simple but generous apartments here for all the viewers like you and me. And yeah, let's see. It's always the most satisfying part when you get to decide how unnecessary, complicated and convoluted shapes you'll do for your fort. Alrighty. This is not nearly symmetric. Measuring tools integrated would be an amazing thing. So this is 10. mean, we sort of have that, as you see here, but it's more of a sort of thing. There we go. What games have I been busy with? Well, I played a ton of Mugenics. Europa Universalis 5, also really amazing game. Enjoyed myself so much with that and still do. And Slay the Spire 2. These were the 3 biggest influences in the last couple of months on me. Honestly, Dragon Slayer, I just needed a break from Dwarf Fortress for a couple of months because I played that thing like 1,000 hours, and you know, the best things grow stale if you just do them too often. Well, Dwarf Fortress and Project Zomboid, I think they have a lot in common, especially, you know, I think Dwarf Fortress, Project Zomboid, Rimworld, and to some degree even Minecraft, they have a very close relationship to each other. As this detailed type of base building is something we all love to do. Clanfolk, by the way, is a game we all should be keeping an eye out. It's supposed to come out soon. And Going Medieval next week. Timberborn tomorrow. Not such a big fan of Timberborn, though, because it's too much on the engineering side and not enough on the settlement builder side for my personal taste. The King is watching, yeah, 5 minutes. I somehow didn't get into the mechanics today. I tried it out, and it's still early access, isn't it, Treadmill? And then I decided to pick it up again when it's further down the road. Or let me give it. Was that the one that wasn't done yet? Oh, it is done, and I mistook that. Ah, it's a tiny build game. Yeah, I sometimes have really trouble into getting into their games for whatever reason that is. I found it extremely convoluted and hard to get into at the first glance, and I didn't find time anymore. Yeah, Slay the Spire 2, I'm currently working my R's off in making guides for that. Made now 2 of the 5 classes, and yeah, I'm working on more. It's a great game, and you know, I already had 400 hours on Slay the Spire 1, and it's been such a pleasure for me to now see that Slay the Spire 1 was a game where I couldn't make any guides for. And it felt like a shame to me that I wasn't able to get that knowledge transported because guides were not requested anymore for that game as much. Let's see if we can find the caverns. Well, Treadbull, sometimes I have also bad days where I just don't manage to get my head stuck into good stuff. I realized that a couple of years ago that sometimes books that are really great, if I pick them up on the wrong day, I don't even perceive them as a great book. And with games, that sometimes happens too. I'll be revisiting it. You know, you've always proven to have a good taste in games, so thanks for the reminder on that one. There we go. Isn't that a nice looking setup? Let's mirror it so it doesn't look exactly the same. This is also one of the most chill aspects of the game, where you just, you know, set up stuff like that. So let's start making doors. But not just any doors. We're going to tell them what doors, but obviously it's chalk doors all the way down, sadly. We need to work on our rock palette, but Like I said, I want to have a district for the masses. Speaking about which, let's make them a dining hall and a tavern. Let's make the tavern a wee bit larger. And probably some irregularities in the shape, so the rooms don't look that terribly boring and samey. There we go. Good. So the food and drink intake seems to be absolutely at the point where we can't leave it for the time being, which makes me honestly quite happy. The door production is going on quite nicely too. Let's start with a regular bed production too, so we get that living area down. Let's see where how my expeditionary attempts went. Limestone. Hello, beautiful gray. Let's oh, there has been a new wet layer. Okay. Early steel might be a thing. Yeah, totally. I do have iron, supposedly, on this map, and silver too, so we might be able to make some really nice stuff happening here. Gold and platinum were not on the list, though, when I settled down, so I'm honestly very surprised that these are so abundant here. My personal highlight, by the way, was Mugenics. I'm absolutely adoring this game. Not so much on the visual side, but on the gameplay creativity side. It's one heck of a treat for turn-based combat lovers. I really gotta say, it's finally a team-based combat game where not everything is just one character, where you get to finally go for those wonderful team interactions again. I love it. I really love it. And I'm so much working on getting the story through finally. I really gotta say, personal highlight. As much as I love Slay the Spire too, I gotta say, to some degree I enjoy myself with Mugenics more. But in all fairness, Slay the Spire 2 is early access, not a completed product. So we can only make a full review there once it's done. Alright, the first caravan comes in, but I decided to not do anything about it. Not even the trade depot. They can't just leave it like that. Because we got everything we require. Okay. Come on, polish them walls, please. Is an important task. Alright, sandstone. Yeah, it's a typical aquifer layer stone. I love how this game is so darn realistic. You often have those mudstone, sandstone, all those porous stones that let water run through well. They often come exactly in these layers. How just like it is absolutely realistic. There we go. So now this is the endless staircase that I have been waiting for. But I still want to pressure on and see if I can't find a caverns entrance as soon as possible. I have so many areas where I would be benefiting from the floor fungus that would spread the moment we have struck our way through the caverns. So it's something worth going for. Of course it is. Keep digging, Jurist. Now it's only a question of how deep is that sandstone layer. Okay. Sadly, this is such an important thing to do. Hello there, caravan. I don't care. I don't care at all. Couldn't be bothered less. This is probably a good sign. Hello there, Mr. Diplomacy. Couldn't care less. Bye-bye. Usually I'm role-playing a little bit more, but not today. Gemstone. Great. Okay. The gemstone walls are not leaky. That's a weird one. Let's just polish and keep digging. So for the gameplay lovers of mine, my current plan is to do one stream per week after the turn-based fest. Haven't made up which day yet, and the Songs of Six gameplay series ought to be completed also. As a video-based format though. Won't be going streaming because I won't be mixing these. Doesn't work. Just to keep you folks a little bit updated. But I haven't been releasing new 6 episodes because I was so flippin' busy with learning that I haven't had the time for that. And since those gameplays don't earn me much money, I always need to bench them first when other topics are more important. So if you want to see more gameplays, you can technically just bribe me to do so, and I will gladly do. But if you don't, I can't afford to do so. Because a gameplay is only about 10% as profitable as a guide is. It's harsh, isn't it? Oh, look at that. This looks like we're, we are done with that stuff. Sweet, sweet dolomite. Nice. Dolomite, yet another flux stone. Limestone, chalk, dolomite. Damn, this is Steel City, man. And platinum and gold. Just for the maximum bling effects. Here we go. But you know what? This ain't the caverns either. Okay, okay. Sorry. It's just situational comic at its best. I love it when my caverns do that. So, obviously this place has humorous caverns. Great. Those are the best caverns. I will, though, put a wall in here. Can we build diagonal? I think we can't. Ah, this is such a nice piece of soundtrack. Perfect. So now our grazing animals are no longer ought to starve, and we have an entire empire down there. With violence and bloodshed, obviously. Gorlak and giant bats are fighting for dominance down here. Giant bats. What have I hate bats. Anyways. Great. Let's make a subterranean pasture. You see it already spreading here. Okay. I figured it might be a nice idea to make that run around the farm here. There we go. That's gonna be the better pasture. Heck yeah. And that under lichen here, floor fungus, is definitely what we were looking for. Okay. And thus the creatures of the underground were able to see, just as a tiny gleam of wall work, that the dwarfs have come to claim the depths, and that there is now a tiny little sliver where we are attackable. Okay. This will be a much more convenient place for our animals to be living at. Safety-wise, at the very least. More migrants have arrived. There we go. And now, remigrate. And delete. Okay. This also ushers in a new age where we can start foraging just off of the stuff growing now in our tunnel network. It's also great news. Alright. Dolomite, or which stone are we going to take now? Sandstone is obviously not available. Dolomite might be a little bit hard to procure. Let's go for limestone. Such a nice shade of gray. Thing is, limestone is a nice material to work with for our city. The Mark's Dwarf and the giant peach-faced lovebird. Giant peach-faced lovebird. Jeez. Okay. Rock blocks of limestone. Ordered to make me 100 of these. Brilliant. We're gonna be making some serious workshops in the near time, but yeah. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I want to make this a proper city, So we gotta be working on those preparations. Okay. Okay, I'll be making it more specific. Rock tables and drones. And I'm keeping them in various designs. We need some place to smelt metal soon. Okay. How about making this place also a little bit more workshop intense, eh? I like the idea of that. Yeah, waiting for those rock blocks next. Let's see. Yeah, we need to disable boulders, otherwise it will just take limestone boulders. And that won't be working out either. Okay. But we're playing this to make a nice looking place, don't we? Underreal, yeah, I gotta say it's one of the most intense learning curves that I've been ever into. And that's really the only serious downside that I can't say about this game. Damp stone located? No. Where is that happening? Ah, alright, it's just in my quarry area. Okay. Don't care. But I made a lot of tutorial material on the rail, so if you are inclined to invest a couple of hours into learning the game, it's worth your time. It's really, really worth your time. But yeah, it is very chaotic. I agree with you there. No use sugarcoating it. But on the other end, we can make three-dimensional models of our dream empires here, with native platinum up the bottoms. Yeah, Songs of Six is also a great game. If you watched my stuff there, then you know you're way already around. Glad to have you. Good thing that I started a little bit earlier. Damn hay fever meds. Okay. Next step is I want to add in a couple of stoneworkers workshops here, so we can up our capacity a little bit. We're adding in here an area for limestone, not limonite. Limestone. Not quite the same. And we go for wheelbarrows here too. Okay. This place is going to be a new hotkey of mine. There we go. The workshops should be also a hotkey now. Okay, that's better. Ah, so much better. Okay, yeah, but the main thing is that logistically, I just created a nightmare. They are carrying now these boulders from Armok knows where, so we're going to help them out with making a couple of wheelbarrows. And as a matter of fact, I'll make it a. Why is my keyboard not registering what I'm writing here? Yeah, Poet, you can't put links in here. It's give me a sec. Let me do that quickly because I have the power to do so. There, everybody who's interested in a tutorial series, I put a couple of links out there in the chats for all of you who are interested. Figured that this might be something. Alright, that's getting us way faster to the goal. Look at that. Now things are finally working out as intended. No props, Enduro. No props. When this game came out, I was absolutely overwhelmed and more than not knowing what I should be doing here. But I gotta say, rarely did I feel like I have had invested my time so well, like in learning how to play Dwarf Fortress. It's really one of those skills I'm really happy that I acquired them, as odd as it might sound. Eric Shadowblade, yes, this is pretty much the return to me to try out how the siege content works. I don't know how much more I will do beyond and past that, and I don't like to promise more than I can keep, but this fort is very much exactly geared around the idea of trying around how the new siege stuff works out. So it's not so much a storytelling run, but more a fortress designing and let's see how the game will kill me eventually type of run. Okay. Prepping up the tavern and the dining hall. Petitions. Uthral Chirpidica. No, thank you. We are not opening the caverns for random monster hunters to wreak havoc upon our halls. No, no. Thanks, but no thanks. Alright, we have made a couple of wheelbarrows. This should at least lead to my haulers being faster around there. Because my limestone quarry is quite a while away from home. And with the wheelbarrows, they should at least cut the work down a little bit more. I say should because I just saw a couple of jurists just haul things without the wheelbarrow. Silly fools. Alright. Next couple of things that we need to set up is a proper farming mechanism and a fiber industry, so we can make clothing. But I don't know if I'm able to do that today. Yes. Exactly that. Okay, let's put up a chest here and 1 square of booze. And let's make that a tavern. The rough butter. Great. Reminds me of that metal band. You gotta butter the bread with butter. Yeah. The rough butters. I thought we were doing the dining hall now. The random name generator of this game is always glorious entertainment. Combat? The dog and the one-humped camel. What's wrong with those bloodthirsty dogs all day? So there's a good and high likelihood that I will be featuring this fortress from a different perspective, so to speak, when I played it a little bit more. Or exactly from the point where I will be leaving today's stream, I don't know yet. But the goal is very much to get this fort to a point where it gets hopelessly overrun by weird, monstrous creatures that utilize me not knowing how the new mechanics work. And why is there a camel in my fort? Now that's why my doggos are fighting these. Great. Now a cycle of terror has begun. Now the camel is in the base, which means whenever it tries to go away, somebody will reach the main stairwell and will have a very, very hard time of getting out of here. So there's already blood on the ground. Great. I already see myself having to rush an improvised hospital again. Been there, done that. Yeah, Eric Shadowblade, I'm so happy that we finally have to do a little bit more than just putting a drawbridge in way of the baddies. It's been actually a shame that this worked for such a long time. Oh no. The dog is really taking it out on this camel. This camel is not having a good time. This camel is now a dead camel. Get out the camel before it's a stinky camel. Camel, camel, camel. Sorry. My head did that to me. Time to bring out the camel corpse out there. Alright. What an unsavory demise here. So let's do another zone for refuse. Whoop-de-doop. But I'm not quite sure if how much I need to redo here. A lot. It's the only thing I do know. Okay. Let's stock up this place with tables. In a way that only one dwarf can't sit at it. Because dwarfs hate company while eating. There we go. Dining hall done. Nice. Yeah, drowning traps are really awesome if you want to loot the whole bunch. Just tossing those goblins into a basin where they can just die. Why is there another stinking? Okay. Now that explains the other combat messages. Okay. Now let's just assign those multi-bedrooms. And keep digging. Let's see, this might result in very inefficient rooms, but it's also resulting in pretty good looking rooms. Okay. Few more. Oh, I like to build a little bit wasteful. I know that my bedrooms are generally more on the luxurious side, but I personally always go into this game with the stance that, you know, we're here to make a luxurious home for those dwarfs. Unless I'm role-playing a military run, the military faction and things are a little bit different. And yeah, stairs are the best doors, so to speak. That's a very good analysis. Okay. that one out too. And let's culminate this with a nice little temple. There we go. This run, I was absolutely, or I am absolutely after making a good looking place that the monsters can come on by it wreck then. If they manage to. Yeah, full barbarian, that sounds like a solid setup, yeah. I mean, the thing is, the amount of setups that possibly were gone out in this game is really very, very high. Because the basic formula of survival in this game is relatively simple. I wonder if this will stay like that forever, or if the basic loop of survival in Dwarf Fortress will become more challenging one day. This is something I'm really wondering about. Whether or not this will come together one day. Yeah, 2 and 2 is a very good ratio if you want to just get enough room for the basic furniture and enough room for some sort of happiness on the dwarf. They're actually quite happy in these setups. They like to live in little tuna cans. Okay. Gotta say, I do like though how they came together so far. Now we have 12 bedrooms. It's not nearly enough, but you get the idea. Alright. Modest beginnings. Let's see. My favorite. So, a god of death. 4 of 16 worship that. A god of mountains, caverns, and fishing. The god of fortresses, war, and courage. 9 of 16. Oh no! 7. Metal god. Etur the wealthy. A couple of churches. And a couple of underground gods. Alright. Let's make the wealthy dude this first temple. The Sanctuary of Painting. Yeah, the Sanctuary of Fortress Painting, right? Okay. Nice. This is one nice looking city beginning. Let's do the polish thing. And there's quite some happiness here already, bro. Another stinking camel. I mean, I am not so unhappy that my dogs take out the camels at the end of the day. They seem to be intruding my private space. Look at that. There's yet another camel getting killed. Alrighty. So I gotta think about how this thing will be built further, but not today. I really gotta take a break after I'm already a little bit undertired. And so tomorrow, Eugenics. I'm sorry that I am not able to stay longer today, but You surely understand. Now, thanks everybody for being around. We will be back tomorrow with more of that. And stay tuned. I will keep you informed when that weekly stream format will be established. I'm working on that. And until then, I wish you all a good night and all. And thanks for